Welcome back to another exciting episode of Fat Guy in His Backpack. This is going to be a gear episode, and what we're going to be doing is I am going to be comparing and kind of talking about my old hiking boots, which are these. These are the ones I've had for about a year and a half, 2 years now. They're showing their wear. There's the bottom. They're pretty beat up. And a new pair right here. These are the Vasque. Kind of special shout out to Doug over at REI. He helped me pick out these. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have had these. So, Doug, thank you so much. He's going through a few trials in his life right now. So, best of luck to you, Doug. We definitely keep you in prayers, and hopefully everything's going well. And if you can remember Doug in your prayers, yeah, I'm sure he could use them. But this episode, I did want to thank him, and also kind of a special shout out to the Backpackers podcast. Great podcast I like to listen to. They are at their 1 millionth or 1 billionth subscriber. 1 millionth or billionth. One of those two. Anyways, they have a great podcast. If you like to learn a little bit more backpacking, people's going outdoors, doing their thing, I'd highly recommend it. But today I thought I'd do just kind of like I said, a gear episode. So this probably won't be very long. And just comparing the boots I got. Again, thanks Doug for recommending these. I've been wearing these the last few days, getting them built, getting them ready to be used out in the wild. One of the things you want to do is before you go hiking, if you haven't done this before, is you never want to go out hiking with a fresh pair of boots that haven't been broken, and that is a recipe for blisters. Okay, so let me just show you these. This is my old pair. You can see they're pretty beat up. They are called the Denali. I got these from, I know a lot of times a lot of people mention REI's and Dick's Sporting Goods, Amazon, Bass Pro Shops, and those are all great. But I got these from Big Five. Big Five you can find in most towns. I love going to Big Five. I think that's a great store. They have lots of great stuff there. And if you're looking to kind of hopefully save a little money, that might not be a bad choice. These were, again, thanks Doug. The Vasque were $175 for these boots. These I bought for about $40. Okay, and they've lasted. They're pretty good. Like I said, I don't know if you can see that on the bottom. They're a little worn. I don't know if you notice the shoelace. The shoelace is a little bit different. The old shoelace broke, so I got some new shoelaces. I decided to keep the old one on these in case it breaks. I have a spare, which is something I didn't really think about. I go hiking a lot. Just went to Pacheco State Park here in California. Great park, by the way. One of those best kept secret type deals. I would highly recommend it if you haven't been there to go. I find it's a really enjoyable, great place to go hiking. But that said, it only cost me $10, so not bad. I just kind of want to go over these boots. Again, these have been great. These are a great pair of boots. It's just they're starting to get beat up a little bit. It's kind of these little latches here. Hopefully you can see that. That broke off. The one right below it broke off. The bottom of these things are let me show you. So the bottom of these, I'm going to show you right there, are starting to get worn. You can see that, the tread. And these are about 2 years old, and these have been great. I use these a lot for hiking, doing work. I've gone to the dump in these things. Not taken a dump in these things, gone to the dump. I mean the garbage dump. They're a great pair of boots. These are size, let me look. Size 9. Okay, so I'm a size 9, and I didn't know it at the time, but you don't want to get your exact size in hiking boots. And I heard that several times. Again, John over at Backpacking Podcast mentioned it. By the way, he's got lots of great episodes. And again, if you need another excuse, if you're kind of overweight and you're worried that, hey, I can't do it, I would recommend listening to John. He's got some great YouTube channels as well. But this is my exact size. Okay? And one of the things that happened is when you're going down hills, I'm going to take myself out of frame. So hopefully right here, this right here, my foot would bump up against this. And if you're going to do some serious hiking and backpacking, that's not good for your feet. And my toes would always be sore. I couldn't figure out why are my toes so sore after this. Got a few blisters. Well, it's because the boot was my exact size. So you always want to get a size higher or size bigger than your actual shoe. So that's what I'd recommend. Second thing, what I did to these, I kind of gave it a little personal upgrade. And I'm going to move these from these hiking boots to these insoles. These work great. It's pretty beat up. So these have been used. They still feel good. So I will be using these a lot less and start using this a lot more, the Vescu. So I'm going to go ahead and put my insoles in there, and I'll start these insoles. By the way, they really help. I couldn't recommend these enough. So I put it right in my face there. Especially if you're a heavy-set person, this is going to help with your feet. It's going to really make it a more pleasant experience hiking. And the best way to go hiking again is if you enjoy the experience. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to say it's not going to be tough. If you watch my Pacheco videos, see me going up those hills, I was huffing a little bit. Hey, I'd rather huff a little bit, get some exercise, hopefully lose some weight. But you want to get something where your feet are going to be comfortable. Okay, these Vescu right here, I have been using around the house wherever I go, taking them to work. They're still in nice shape, so I can do that. And the reason I can do that is because I want to break these in. It's not a good idea to go hiking in boots that haven't been broken in. Okay, you're going to have some serious issues you're not going to be liking life. So there we go. I thought I'd just do a quick little video on these, on my new equipment. So it's a bit of an upgrade. Again, I like Big 5. I think Big 5's a great store. I'm gonna do a video here, another video here in the future about my mess kit. My mess kit I got at Big 5. They also happen to be here where I live, so I don't have to drive out of the area. We have a Target, but their camping supplies are pretty meager at best, and that's putting it nicely. So again, these are the two different boots. This is my old boot. You can see it's dirty, it's got mud on it. These are my brand new ones. I have been walking around a lot in the house, breaking these bad boys in. So I am excited about using them. These are a 9.5. So see right there, I don't know if you can see that. 9.5. And so far I'm enjoying these. These are a good, so far from what I've seen around the house. Wearing them around the house, I have really enjoyed them. They're a great boot, and I would highly recommend them. Again, thanks to Doug over at REI for helping me out. He was great. REI, I will say this, one of the pluses is they have this little, I don't know, it's kind of like a little mountains thing. It's about maybe 2 feet high, 2 or 3 feet high. And it's to make sure that you get the right boots. So that's one of the things about REI. Big 5's not bad either. That's where I got these. They worked fine. A lot of times at REI, or one of the things I like at Big 5 is a great customer service. It's not as fancy as REI or Amazon or some of these other big names, but you know, they work. So highly recommend Big 5 if you don't have an REI near, or a Bass Pro Shop, or you know, just help support your local business. Big 5s tend to be in small towns, so that's kind of nice. Where obviously an REI or a Bass Pro Shop are usually just going to be located in large metropolitan areas. All right, so there we go, guys. That's it from Fat Guy and His Backpack. Like I said, I just want to do a quick little show about my new equipment. Again, this is the Vescu. Not a bad deal. I got this for $175. It was on clearance. Of course, REI always has their yard sales, so you can always check those out. But this isn't bad. This is a night. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm sure once I put my insoles in, it's going to be even better. I would highly recommend, if you're, especially if you're an overweight hiker, definitely want to get and your insoles. It's going to definitely help, from my opinion. And so there we go. And again, another shout out to the Backpackers podcast. John and the King of Kentucky Backpacking, they do the show. I would highly recommend it if you like to get a podcast about the outdoors, something that's kind of enjoyable to watch. Not, they don't seem to take themselves too seriously, but they give really good information. So, all right, guys. Hey, this is Fat Guy's Backpack. Thanks for subscribing and liking. We are up to 65 subscribers, so that's exciting. Hopefully, we can make it to 68 or even maybe 70 by the end of next week. That would be pretty neat. And leave a comment in that comment bar right there. All right, guys. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time on Fat Guy in His Backpack.